We have an update from Yeet on X, who says Creator Clash dropped an official update on their YouTube. New faces of the event are Alanah Pearce, Ergo Raptor, and Ethan Nestor. No idea who those second two people are, but we all know Alanah Pearce at this point. In this clip, they are discussing taking over the event to separate it from drama. What better person to bring in to an event to separate it from drama than Alanah Pearce right now? Creator Clash 3 will be on October 25th. All tickets to be auto refunded, which is questionable at this point. But here we have a 2-minute clip of let's talk about Creator Clash 3. Let's hear what they have to say. And full disclosure, I have not watched this yet. So
yeah, it started out with such a positive mission statement. That's why.
Well, we have the fan says Creator Clash is canceled. And we have Duncan saying, I thought Creator Clash was delayed indefinitely. Let's this is from last night, so let's see what they say.
I wanted to be involved in the first place. It is such a cool idea. A bunch of creators getting fit, punching each other in the face, and it's for charity. I feel like it just, the message is so inherently positive that it's a shame that it became this
toxic positivity,
dramatic internet thing that it never should have been.
I mean, every time you hear someone do that, they are obviously leaving out the negatives and why people don't want things. It's almost like lying by omission.
And I'm just very glad that attempts are being made to fix all that.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest questions that people have is about how the event was run in the past and what is going to be different about it now, because obviously the first year was crazy successful. There was over $1.3 million raised. And so that was incredible.
Where did the money go to? Does anyone know? The $1.3 million? I always wonder when I hear that.
Second year, we upped the stakes, we made it a little bigger, and unfortunately it did not pan out in the way that we wanted.
Almost like if it was quote unquote all for charity, why are you making it bigger and bigger and bigger? It's almost like there are people trying to grift and make money out of it where they can and grow their own brands from it too, when you could just naturally let it just continue the course it was on.
And there was no money raised for charity, which was so heartbreaking, especially fighting in it, putting all of that time and energy into doing this thing. And I know for a lot of us, especially you, Alanah, you are always doing charity stuff, and to put yourself in the ring to fight, a big reason that we did it was because it was okay, it's for a good cause, it's for charity. And then when you go and do it and no money is raised for charity, that sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, why do you care, bro? What the hell? There's clearly something that they're getting out of this that they're not saying here, because they're like, oh, this could have raised so much money for charity. And it sucks that we can't do it for charity.
Yeah. I've been pretty candid with you about this, Aaron, about how disappointed I was and how burnt I felt by it. And I was talking to a separate fighter who's not in the room about this just yesterday. It was you work so hard. I had a family member who was in the hospital with cancer at the time, and the thing that kept me going, that stopped me from quitting and just going to be with them, was I was this is for charity. You're raising money for charity. You're raising money for a good cause. You got to keep going. And it was so hard. And then when I found out that we didn't, I think I cried. I was so disappointed. That.
Wow. Imagine that. A sob story about someone with cancer from Alanah Pearce. I'm shocked. And she doesn't go see them. She'd rather do Creator Clash than be with the person in their family with cancer. Interesting. We have Madam Savvy, who says, Alanah, the art thief, continually finds herself around some of the worst people. Goes all the way back to that charity scammer, which, for those of you who aren't familiar, there is a very sketchy past with Alanah Pearce and Gerard the Completionist, and I believe Gerard's brother, who that one video game, whatever, the one video game or whatever company they had was allegedly, I believe, providing her with a green card or had something to do with bringing her to the States to work for TOVG. I think it was something like that. But the details were really sketch about all that. And all that came to light during the scandal with the charity, with the Open Hand Foundation, with Gerard the Completionist. And it turns out that Alanah Pearce is directly related to that situation all the way back then. And I'm like, damn. It's like no matter where you go, you see this girl in like all the worst places. It's like, how does she have a knack to keep finding these people and being around them? Eno says it goes all the way back to Rooster Teeth. She's a horrible person. Also, how is creators punching each other inherently a positive thing? Also, she didn't mind keeping that money they paid her to train. Wait, what? They get money to train? Wow. So we head over to the main video here, and let me refresh it because it's been a while. The like to dislike ratio is pretty brutal right now. 657 likes to 1,300 dislikes. Let me refresh. So 664 likes to 1,400 dislikes. So the like to dislike ratio is brutal. Creator Clash has around 6,500 subscribers. And this video with all these quote unquote superstars, that's 15 minutes long, only has 21,000 views from a day ago, which is wild to me.
Nobody brought boxing gloves to punch me in the face.
Oh, I should have.
Blah, 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 blah. No one's ever done that there before.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ethan Nestor. I fought in Creator Clash 2, and I won. And I'm here with my pals to talk about Creator Clash 3.
Yes, hi, I'm Alanah. I also fought in Creator Clash 2 and won by a single point. Still counts.
And I'm Aaron. I fought and lost, and then fought and won in Creator Clash.
It was like a Rocky 2 moment.
Yeah,
You lost in Rocky 1. but you won.
Yeah, 2 was a big comeback for me, so I appreciate that. And I'm also the co-founder and co-owner of Real Good Touring, who has been the production partner for Creator Clash since the very beginning.
Okay, so he has a grifting company that takes money out of it. And they say it's all for charity, but then all these people have organizations connected to it that are getting paid to work with it, I would imagine, as it goes. And that look by Alanah staring at the camera right now. What is she up to? What's she thinking right now? What are you thinking, Alanah?
There's a lot of things that we want to talk about, but first and foremost, we want to announce that Creator Clash 3 is moving dates and locations. October 25th, 2025 is the new date for Creator Clash, and now it is taking place at the Hollywood Palladium here in Los Angeles, California. Well,
Who would go to this thing? I don't understand what the draw to it is. I don't understand. Like who would pay money for a ticket and go? I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand this. Like maybe if you're like a big fan of one of these YouTubers and you want to see them, but I feel like it's like the good old boy network of YouTubers. It's not necessarily the YouTubers that actually have dedicated fans that will travel. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's where they're getting it from. I don't know. Lenny Hondo says maybe the 13 to 16-year-old demographic. Maybe.
Here in Los Angeles, California. Well, thank you. Wow. We don't have hype men, so I guess that's with that.
This is such a weird video.
Questions about ticket sales. A lot of people bought tickets for the Amelie.
Will the fan says no one is going to Creator Clash 3. They only sold like 2,000 seats before they got all scammed by iDubbbz and Anissa. No one is going to this. That whole situation, I heard about it through the grapevine. I never dove too far into it. I just knew that there were a lot of people really pissed off at iDubbbz for that whole fallout from it. The fact that they're trying to move forward with it again after people don't want anything to do with it is actually pretty hysterical. It's almost like people are like, no, we need to do this because we need to make money off of it. We need to have our companies supported by it. We need to have it happen, even if there's not an audience to support it.
Arena show, all those will be refunded. We will be updating you on when the new tickets will be on sale. If you bought pay-per-view tickets, those still stand. But if for whatever reason you would like a refund, they are offering that.
There's a pay-per-view? What? Will the Fan says they made it about Israel and Palestine? Whoa, what the hell?
As well.
I'm excited to have it here too. There's so many people on like this side of the country who haven't been able to make it, who now can make it, and also we're hosting it now.
We are
Crazy
hosting it,
because we live here.
You know what this kind of reminds me of is like, it's people that make too much money. They're just like, let's do something because we have a lot of money and we make a lot of money. Let's just do something. And I'm like, that doesn't necessarily mean people want to do it. I'm still very confused at the entire premise to this. Let's get creators together and just beat the shit out of each other. I don't understand this. She has an edgy Illuminati tattoo. I mean, every time I see the tattoo, I'm like, what is that? It looks like someone drew on a triangle. It looks really ugly, but hey, it is what it is. Bro, her face is melting. WTF. I kind of pointed it out the other day. It is what it is. I don't like to try to focus on looks of people too much, but I did notice she's aging rapidly, and there's a lot of makeup that's happening right now. That is definitely a thing for sure.
Alanah and I will be hosting the pre-show.
Yes,
We'll have some goofs and some gaffes.
it's gonna be super fun.
Yeah, it's going to be great. But yeah, today we just wanted to make a video to clear up some questions that people have. It's been kind of rocky communication-wise the last couple of months. And so we just wanted to sit here and clear a bunch of things up. So let's get to it.
Yeah, so one thing that
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Botox. It's a good point. It does look super, like her face looks super plasticky. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I misunderstood until talking to you guys at Real Good Touring was I thought that Ian and Anissa had like stepped back, but I thought that meant they were still involved. They have actually stepped down.
So yes, Ian and Anissa have stepped down completely. There's no creative involvement. There's no financial involvement. There's no ownership involvement. They completely gave their stake to us, including their financial stake. They actually dispersed among the fighters, which is very cool of them to do.
Throw your questions at Aaron, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously you have to acknowledge,
yell at me now.
we have to acknowledge that they, set the foundation for this event.
Yeah.
It like started out with like such a positive mission
I
statement.
see you guys in the chat saying Vara and Alyssa would be a draw to it. I think that would be actually. If they actually could take their egos out of this and could put a fight together that people actually wanted to see, they would probably get an attention for it. I wouldn't go to it, but I might watch the pay-per-view of it. I wouldn't go to LA for that. I wouldn't care. LA is probably like a 2.5 hour drive for me. But it's a situation. It's like I'd watch it on a pay-per-view. I would. But yeah, the egos, I think, are what gets in the way for these people, where they don't care about situations from other creators that aren't in their circle. They use this as an opportunity to continually prop each other up instead of finding what the community actually cares about.
And that's why I wanted to be involved in the first place. Like, it is like such a cool idea. A bunch of creators getting fit, punching each other in the face, and it's for charity. Like, I feel like it just, the message is so inherently positive that it's a shame that it became this dramatic internet thing that it never should have been. And I'm just very glad that attempts are being made to fix all that.
Yeah, I think
they're not talking about like why it went wrong. They're just completely glazing over that and being like, oh, but anyways, it's fine. It's just, let's talk about what's next.
One of the biggest questions that people have is about how the event was run in the past and what is going to be different about it now, because obviously the first year
Kevin O'Serious, yeah, I'm not going to watch this whole video, by the way. This is boring as anything. like it almost feels like they're doing this because they're forced to do this. They're not actually excited about this. They're not super motivated about it. They're just like, hey, we have business connections that need to push this together and push it forward. So let's get together and sit at a table and just talk to each other for 15 minutes. It's definitely not hyping anyone.
Was crazy successful. There was over $1.3 million raised. And so that was incredible. Second year, we upped the stakes, we made it a little bigger, and unfortunately it did not pan out in the way that we wanted. And there was no money raised for charity, which was...
Wait, where'd all the money go? Hold up. So the 1.3 the first year was supplemental leftover money to charity. But the second time, they're just like, let's just siphon all the money out. And there's nothing left for charity.
So heartbreaking, like especially like fighting in it, putting all of that time and energy into doing this thing. And like, I know for a lot of us, especially you, Alanah, you are always doing charity stuff, and to put yourself in the ring to fight a big reason.
Alanah, you're just amazing. You just do everything for free and for charity. You just give back to everyone. There's no problems at all.
We did it was because it was like, okay, it's for a good cause, it's for charity, and then when you go and do it,
Sparrow says the guy talking is Ethan Nestor. He's a great guy from what I know. Very funny. I'm not trying to say that all these people are not good people. I don't mean it like that. I'm just like, this is just boring as fuck. Like, this is not a good hype video. This is not getting anyone interested. This is crazy to me. If these are all supposedly mega massive influencers, how the hell did they even get big in the first place? Because they suck at this. This is terrible.
Money is raised for charity. That sucks.
Yeah. I've been pretty candid with you about this, Aaron, about like how disappointed I was and how like burnt I felt by it. And I was talking to a separate fighter who's not in the room about this just yesterday. It was like,
they said they kept 34% after all expenses. Wow. That's a lot. Asmongold did a video on this today. That's crazy.
You work so hard. I had a family member who was in the hospital with cancer at the time, and the thing that like kept
this
me
is
going,
the part we heard earlier.
Going to be with them was like,
she's starting to get the crocodile tears talking about this, guys. Here we go.
This is for charity. You're raising money for charity. You're raising money for a good cause. You got to keep going, and it was so hard. And then when I found out that we didn't, I think I cried. Like I was so
I think I cried. I'm pretty sure you'd remember if you cried or not. But anyways, I'm not going to keep going on this. This is boring as hell. But I just wanted to catch up on what the hell was happening with Creator Clash 3, because I heard Alanah was now part of it. And I found that quite curious, the timing of all this happening. After the video I made gets taken down, she comes out with her response video to my video, and then doesn't mention me or directly relate anything to me, even though it's a point-by-point video refuting what I covered. And now we hear a couple weeks later, here she is, a Creator Class 3. I'm like, okay, curious. Sergeant Sapien says, I'll wait for Keto to cover this. Yeah, that would be entertaining. They'll make anything entertaining. This was brutal. Damn. All right, next up, let me catch up with the supers real quick. See where you guys are at. We got Crom laughs at your 4 wins for the 5-banger. Says, Smash, you are legit my favorite YouTuber, and this community is my favorite hangout. You're all awesome. America, fuck yeah. Smash Trump, Eagle, salute. Shout out to you, Crom. Thank you so much for the kind words. That really does mean a lot to me. It like genuinely does. Thank you, bro. Seriously.